Hi Nancy, how are you doing?
There I am. Thank you. I'm fine. How about you?
I'm doing well.
Looks like a light group today.
Yeah,
gonna
Laura, I just got a notification that Laura just accepted the meeting. Tom just texted me and said he's driving back from Seattle, so he likely will miss it.
We'll have to make quorum.
Yeah.
Hey, everybody.
Hey
Hey,
Dave,
David.
there's Laura.
We have three.
I know Lena was having some issues with the Microsoft Authenticator, so she's having to log in again, she says. I think it's asking her to go through the two-step process again.
Okay, that should have been turned off for all of you guys. I know Tom was having
Yeah,
difficulty last week, but I had our IT manager remove that for all commissioners.
Yeah, I think I've noticed that I have not had to look at. There she is.
Sorry, guys, I couldn't get logged in at first.
Hey, Lena.
Hi. Okay. Looks like we're missing quite a few, so I guess we'll wait a couple minutes.
Yeah, we can wait a few. Tom texted me and said that he's driving back from Seattle, so he'll probably miss the meeting.
Okay.
And I have not heard from anybody else.
Okay. Yeah, it was weird. It made me sign into Zoom, which I couldn't remember my password, and I don't know.
Oh,
Okay.
Zoom. I thought you were trying to get back.
Yeah, I don't know. It's never made me do that before.
Glad it didn't make me do that because I don't have a clue what my password is.
It's like from 2 years ago when I made a Zoom account. I just guessed. I was like, maybe it's the same one I use for everything. It's kind of loud at my house. They're doing construction behind me and my whole house is shaking. So hopefully you guys can't hear that, but it's super loud.
Can you guys see the agenda?
Yeah,
Yep.
except it's real tiny. There you go.
Better? Okay.
Now my old eyes can see it better. Thank you.
Well, it's great weather lately. It's like we didn't even have the sub-zero 2 weeks ago, right?
I know it.
I cannot believe how fast all the ice on my patio was gone in like one day.
Yeah. So we're only missing Tara and Tom.
Yep.
Okay.
Connie and Bob Schneidmiller.
Connie, Bob, yeah.
We don't have a quorum quite yet.
Okay.
And Bob did accept the meeting. I got that notification.
Okay.
I think, I don't know that we've ever had this happen, but I think if we don't have a quorum, we reschedule.
Right.
We have Laura, myself, just three of us, huh? or 4 of us, sorry, Nancy.
Yeah. Just 4. I'll text Tara and see if she's gonna be on.
How many do we need?
We need more than 4, right? 5 normally?
Jen, do you know?
Actually, I think 4 is quorum. We need a majority. It's just like voting. We need the
1, 2,
majority.
4, 5.
So 4 out of 7 and then 2 adjuncts. Adjuncts are just fill-ins to vote when regular commissioners are out. So I think we actually do have a quorum with 4.
Okay.
I didn't see
Okay.
Laura there.
Tara says she forgot, so I don't know if that means she's getting on now or. Well, if we have a quorum, let's go ahead and get started.
I-
Oh, hold on one second. No. If I close my blinds, the dog doesn't bark as much. Okay, so let's call our Parks and Arts Commission meeting to order. For the record, we're missing Tom, we're missing Todd, we're missing Tara. And that's it. Shrikar. Can you scroll down, Trevor, on the agenda? Okay, the first order of business is to approve our February 3rd meeting minutes. Did anybody have any changes or anything to those meeting minutes?
I looked at it, it seemed okay. I wasn't sure if the attendance section was right, but I couldn't remember for sure.
I was
Um,
absent and it had me listed on there. I had a
Oh.
quick question too, and I apologize, my memory. Is Noreen still on the commission as an adjunct? So we might want to take her off the,
Oh, yeah.
Everybody doing well in the Frank household? Everybody's well?
yeah,
Good, good.
busy.
Okay, so it sounds like we do need to make a few changes just to the attendance stuff on the meeting.
Okay.
Minutes, but other than that, any changes you guys saw?
I move to accept the minutes as written with the exception of the attendance correctness.
Do we have a second?
Second,
Okay, all in favor of approving the minutes, raise your hands. Okay, perfect. And Tara said she is logging on now, so if we can include, if she pops on here, we'll include her in the attendance for today's
Okay.
meeting. Okay, do we have any citizen comments?
I do not see any.
Okay. All right, then.
It
Staff
has been for a
report?
while.
Yeah,
Been a while.
yeah. Staff report.
We still have not received any applications for the vacant commissioner position. The Rocky Hill art lighting, unfortunately, we're still waiting for one last piece to arrive to be able to get that installed. The presentation for Hooptown will be presented to council next Tuesday, the 15th, if anyone's interested. Nancy will be there, and then Connor from Hooptown will be present, so we'll do a brief little presentation there to city council. We do have, let me show you, hopefully being installed soon. A little library that was donated by a local Girl Scout troop is being installed at the ball fields parking lot. They felt that was a good location in between the two elementary schools. So just waiting for things to warm up, and that'll get installed. So nice little addition there. And then I was hoping that Lisa Key, our Director of Planning, was going to be able to join us. Looks like she's not, but just, I'll give you guys a very, very basic, I don't want to speak for her and give you guys misinformation. But during the trailhead building discussion with the new parking lot, the building, if you guys can see here, on the north end of the new parking lot, there will be a rather tall retaining wall that's being proposed to help the parking lot expansion. And on that large retaining wall could be, and this was something Lisa brought up to me, could be an opportunity for public art to be added to that wall. It is city property, so it just needs to line up within city code as far as signage, but possible opportunity for the Parks and Arts Commission to add some sort of artwork there. And just to give you a better idea, this is the view basically across the street. So the wall would be in this general area. So a great view from the main intersection of Liberty Lake Road and Country Vista. I do not know how far it is extending down or if it's going to wrap around the corner. Again, that was information that Lisa was hopefully going to provide, but as we get more information, if it's something that you guys are interested in talking about, we can add a discussion on the next Parks and Arts meeting. But nice little opportunity for you guys to possibly add some artwork there.
Trevor, a question for you. Is this all approved already?
The parking lot?
This is all part of the discussion that's been going on with city
Yes.
council, right? It's
City
all part
council,
of it.
city council has approved the budget number and they are currently in design phase right now.
Okay.
So
What's the- Oh, sorry, go ahead.
go ahead, sorry.
What's the timeline of this project? This portion of the project?
I don't want to give any misinformation and I'm unsure because design is basically the detailed design has just started and that has not even been presented to council yet. So once we have a better idea on groundbreaking and a timeline, we can let you guys know. But just so you guys know, this is a little bit different scenario, actually a lot different than the overpass because it's not washed out property, it's city property. And we just need to line up within our building code, or sorry, our signage code. But I know the hope and the plan is to break ground sometime this late spring, early summer. Again, that's not set in stone, it's not definite. So yeah, something to consider for future meetings.
Trevor, did the architect that's working on the project provide any artist rendering of what it might look like from the street, which would help us in decision making?
Again, basically the budget was just approved to the design team just last Tuesday. So it's very, very early in the design. And city council has not even seen any sort of design after that approval. So once city council gets some sort of design rendering, we can pass that along to a future meeting for Parks and Arts, but I have no idea on what material it would be made out of, height, length. I have no clue. And again, I don't want to give you guys any misinformation.
When you
It's
say
very early.
spring,
very early.
summer, do you mean spring, summer next year?
This year,
This year?
But even that, we don't know. We're
It's not-
still struggling to get it through council.
Okay,
At this
that's why,
point.
that's when you said spring, summer, I just assumed next year since the design hasn't been done yet.
Yep.
Okay, thank you.
and
Hi,
that's it.
my apologies. I'm sorry. I'm like, we were out doing a site visit. Forgive me. So I missed the opportunity to talk about that a little bit. So, but we don't know exactly what the retaining wall is going to look like yet because it hasn't been designed, but we do know that we need to have it. And so just wanted to let you know that there's a potential opportunity. We're probably going to be going out for an early guaranteed maximum price GMP for the site work in the parking lot, probably at the beginning of June, possibly the middle of June. But so we'll know more as we move forward, and we may even have more information for y'all at your next meeting to better share with you what the opportunity might look like. But for right now, it's it's a little bit terraced, but it's about a 10-foot retaining wall to make this work. And this was at the direction of City Council. So, but we do think it's going to be a great opportunity for a potential public art installation. Does anybody have any questions for me? I'm so sorry that I got here late.
We'll just wait and see kind of when you guys have a little more information, and we'll go from there.
All right, I'm absolutely happy to come back and share with you kind of as it's in the evolutionary process. So possibly by next month, we might have something that's a little bit more more definitive than a line on a map.
Sounds good.
All right, thank you.
Sounds like a great opportunity.
Yeah, my first thought is maybe a Liberty Lake Together, like our next, iteration of that. But I mean, until we know more of what and how much space we have, we'll just kind of wait and see.
Absolutely. And again, I think that it's something that we don't necessarily have to address as part of the design, but I just really wanted to bring it to your attention so that, because I really think that we have a lot more latitude on this particular wall than we do on the I-90 corridor, on the Kramer Bridge or whatever.
Yeah, for sure. All right, is that all you guys had for staff report?
That is,
Oh, you guys didn't talk about the little did you guys talk about the little library stuff?
yeah,
Oh, you
but
did. Sorry.
yeah, but I showed those pictures.
Oh, we didn't actually see the pictures when you did that,
you
by the
didn't?
way.
No,
Sorry. Let me pull that up really quick. You see that one?
Oh, yeah, now we do.
Yeah.
That's nice.
Yeah,
Okay.
so we do not, there's not a date set for installation yet, but it's already been approved through council as a donation. And will be installed at the ball fields parking lot.
Cool.
Trevor, who maintains those boxes that are around town?
So once it's donated, and Jen, correct me if I'm wrong, but once it's donated to the city takes responsibility of the little library. But I don't know if you guys recall last year when the Pavilion Park was vandalized, there was a number of citizens that came up and helped to clean up the graffiti that was pasted over the little library there. So it does become the city, but luckily we had some citizens that came in and helped cleaned it up.
I noticed at Rocky Hill, the wind must have caught the door and it's kind of out of alignment. I mean, you can still shut it if you kind of raise it up or a little bit, but probably needs some kind of minor adjustment.
Okay, well, I will make a note of that. Thank you, Nancy.
If you see things like that in the parks, just shoot Trevor or Trevor Slocum an email.
I was actually gonna have my husband fix it, but I keep forgetting to tell him.
Yeah, no, we can get staff up there and take a look at it tomorrow.
Okay. So unfinished new business, it looks like on here, we've got the student commissioner position. We haven't had a ton of luck with student commissioners so far.
So we,
Um,
at our directors meeting last week, there was a local student that applied for the youth commission, and that really has not been really in use for a couple years. So there was some possible discussion if they would be interested in joining the Parks and Arts Student Commission, since we have not seen from Shrikar, at least since I've kind of been taking over for Jen. So just wanted to throw that out there. We don't know for sure if they are interested in Parks and Arts, but it's something that we could mention to the one that applied for the youth commission and see if they would be interested. So
Plus, we've been working with Ridgeline on their Verde Loco campaign, and there is quite a bit of conversation with the students doing volunteer type efforts. And so that could be a potential place to advertise with one of the local Ridgeline kids.
Yeah, I mean, I would love to get us a student that can consistently come to meetings and contribute. So if we can find somebody that really wants to do that, I think that would be great. Okay, so on to action items, discussions and presentations. Utility box art. Not too much to report right now, except Laura, where are we? What do we want to do with the one that's over by the Welcome Center? I love the artist and their artwork, but do we need to look at it as a commission?
That was a question I had, and I apologize. I don't have great pictures. I'm gonna try to hold up my phone here and see if you can see a couple of them, but is that too, hang on, let me turn my blur off.
If you want to email them real quick, I can share, or I could, if you have them on your computer, I can allow you to share.
I don't have them on my computer. That's
Okay.
why I thought if I could just hold it up, but I will,
Okay.
I'll see if I
I
can.
went and saw them at, so they're up at the New Love Coffee Shop, if you guys have been there yet. The artwork is up in that coffee shop, and it's pretty amazing.
Yeah. They're beautiful.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think I need to double check, but I believe that the box, that particular box is like the one that our sunflowers is on. The little box is actually right up against the large box, which isn't ideal to pick a bunch of different designs, but we could probably get at least 2 different designs.
I was thinking, and I'm sending them to Trevor right now. Sorry, I'm multitasking, but I was thinking you could do one of the landscape kind of on the bigger one, because that is not facing, and then the one with the 2 people on the
Mhm.
front, because the other one with the people, I feel is more if you have like a full single box that you can kind of landscape it all the way around.
Yeah.
But
I like it better when the boxes are side by side, because then we get more art,
yeah.
space, but it's not set up that way at that one.
Do we need to put the pictures out and then have the commission then decide which one or ones we would like?
Well, and I didn't know how you guys wanted to handle that. I mean, if we want to decide as a commission, or if we, yeah, I can go get pictures of everything and send them, and we can pick, or if you want a recommendation, or if you want me to just go to the artist, because we just need to ask or purchase the digital rights to it. Well, actually, I think I was talking to Joe, and I believe since Greenstone commissioned it, they own the rights to it as well. So he said it's not a problem getting the digital copy of any of them.
I would look for a recommendation, because technically we may not be able to meet again until after spring break. So
Yeah, so the one that's up right now is the one that I was thinking you could put on the smaller box.
wow.
I love it. This looks awesome.
Yeah.
I mean,
That one is so
all
nice.
of them. If you have a chance to go into the Welcome Center, there's 4 or 5 different pieces, and they're all very vibrant. And
This doesn't do it justice. It's so much more colorful in person. I feel like just the boldness of the colors is really nice.
I think, did you get the other 2, Trevor?
I just got the one so far.
I'm hoping I didn't send them to it. Accidentally send them to a different Trevor.
No problem.
Let me try again. Okay, you should be getting 2 more. Anyways, I don't know what in the past, we've had a selection committee that's decided and recommended. So I don't know how you guys want to handle it. If I can get better pictures of each one and send it and can make a recommendation, or if you want to run in and send what your top 2 are, keeping in mind there's one large, one small. So
Let's see if we can get them up on the screen for everybody to see, and then we can decide.
Yeah, I'm still not seeing them yet.
Laura, I would trust you to make the selection based on this one.
if everybody's comfortable with that, I mean, maybe Lena and I can go take another look, or if anybody else is interested, and pick 2
Used
and
to get out and get a coffee, right? Used to get out and get a coffee.
I can make up many of those.
I think Laura and I were kind of on the same page on which ones we loved. So yeah, I mean, I don't think you guys are going to have different opinions necessarily than us. But obviously we want everybody to see all the choices.
I'm up for you guys making the recommendation. And I think that's 2 of the 5 of us here, so, or 4 of us here, 5 of us, excuse me.
Well, why don't we move on, and then Trevor, if you get those, if you see them come through, maybe we can just share them at the end.
Yep, absolutely.
Sure.
Just a quick reminder, if we know we're going to move forward on this, we should, staff needs to get this to council for approval through the donation from STCU ahead of confirming that we're doing the project.
Okay. How do we normally do that, Jen? Do we share?
So once you've selected the project art, Trevor will take it to council with an agenda bill, a picture of the artwork, and a donation form completed by STCU. And then council has to approve that. And that's the first step to move forward with and scheduling the installations, whatnot.
Okay.
And then
What
a
is it?
reminder, it's best for STCU to pay the installer directly. We've done that in the past, and I know Kristen hasn't really, STCU doesn't really like to do it that way, but otherwise we're kind of forced to go through the quote process if it goes through the city. So if we can encourage the installer of the art to bill STCU directly, that would be the best thing, and STCU can donate the art to the city.
Okay.
Or donate the project to the city.
Okay. All right. So once we get all of that squared away, we'll get Trevor to schedule it at a council meeting.
I think my Wi-Fi is terrible where I'm sitting, so I'm just gonna move out and see if they'll move from my outbox here.
Okay.
Okay. And then as far as the other utility box, we have some good options from the students, but we're kind of going to let the semester finish out and see what other ones we get. And then I think as a commission, we'll make a choice from there. That one will probably be a little later than the other one, but still in plenty of time to get it installed when the weather is nice. So just, she was happy with that then, you know, some more kids would have an opportunity to possibly have art on the box, so.
I just received the other two from you, Laura, so I will get those.
You might be getting a couple more.
No problem.
I forgot our Wi-Fi is horrible in this room.
See if he can get them up before we move on.
Yep, I'm sharing right now. Can you guys see that updated one?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you're thinking for the bigger, the one that it could wrap around, correct?
Yeah,
Yeah. Which is what I think I had suggested as well. Yeah.
That looks
Yeah.
perfect to wrap around.
Very nice, I know.
yeah, I thought that one would look nice on the larger of the two, and then the two people, or there's the other one that you had taken a picture of as well, Lena.
Yeah, I think I do like the other one better than this one.
Same.
Yeah,
I think the colors complement each other really nicely too.
yeah, I like the purple and the other one. I think it's, yeah, that would be my recommendation.
Okay, if you guys are good with it, then I'll move forward with, on those two, getting the digital rights to it. And then would the goal be to present this at the 15th or the following meeting?
Probably the following meeting. We have to have everything turned in to council by Wednesday for the 15th.
Okay, that sounds good.
So it would be the 5th of April. Okay. That's, yeah. Okay. Next item on here was just, I don't know if we want to have any more discussion on the Kramer Parkway art right now. But that was just another thing that we'd been talking about. So that's why it's on here. Does anyone have anything else they want to discuss with that right now?
Well, I didn't know when we were going to be making a decision, but I really like that pocket park and idea. And maybe at some point, if we had a little diagram of how big the space is, and I know we've seen artist renditions a little bit, we could kind of you know, talk about that a little bit more. I think it'd be a great opportunity to use some Boy Scouts possibly for benches or whatever we want in there is for Eagle Scout projects. So we could, you know, make that available and see what other partnerships we could drum up. I don't know, Lisa, when we need to really seriously, you know, drill down on this.
Well, so my thought would be that you really can't do anything until WashDOT gets out of there. And we also have our rehab project going on at the same time south of that roadway. So it's not anything we need to do this summer. It almost seems like you'll have all of winter to try and develop a concept and bring forward for maybe something that could begin late spring or summer of next year.
Sounds
That
good.
makes sense. Thank you.
And I would just keep in mind that potentially having 3 pretty large projects you guys have for potentially late this year, next year. One being the Hoot-Town project, one being the possible trailhead parking lot, and then now the Kramer overpass. So I would just make sure you guys keep all 3 of those in mind and maybe try not to load your guys' self up too much if need be.
Well, and the reality is that, again, if it takes you 2 years to plan for that, that's okay too.
Yep.
I mean, it's the space will be there, and even if it's, and the other thing is frankly that you may want to look to, if you have a concept, we may want to bring something forward in the capital facilities plan to help make that happen. So again, but I would be looking to you all to come up with the concept for what you think might need to happen there. So again, I don't think that time is of the essence here, because we're going to be in construction all this year. And if it takes you a year and a half to make plans, maybe by the end of next year, as we're getting into the capital facilities plan in October, or we actually start in September, but it is in that time frame. If you have a conceptual idea, that would be a great opportunity to put something in the capital facilities plan for 2024
Oh,
or 2023.
Okay. Well, I think that's great to know kind of that timeline. We can just hold off for now and start talking about it as we get into, fall of this coming year.
Yeah, as Kramer Parkway Bridge and that whole area takes shape, we're going to be probably seeing some development in there very soon on the other side. So as things start taking shape, you may get some great inspiration, and it's kind of hard to see on paper and two-dimensional, but as the area starts to take shape, it may give you some great inspiration.
Great. All right, so Liberty Lake Together, the signage. Laura, I didn't know if we had an update on that.
No, and I apologize. I had reached out to her and didn't hear back, and then it kind of fell off my radar. So I did reach out to her again. She said she'll have numbers. We had talked about 3 different options of materials. So she said she'd have budgetary numbers for me on those 3 different materials. And then she'll take the verbiage and the Liberty Lake Together logo that we had provided them and just lay it out for us. She said that that's part of their fee. They allocate a couple hours for design work. So she would put a proof together for us to see as well.
Okay, great.
So I apologize, but we'll have something that can be installed this spring.
No problem. I think it's fine. Does anyone have anything else? Any other new business or things they'd like to discuss?
Yeah, I would like to inquire if we can start meeting in person again. I know I brought that up before, but it's been about 25 months since we've met in person, and I think that's ample time. So I know that other businesses are within the city are meeting. So I would like to present, that we maybe look at having our next meeting in person.
There is an issue with that we're still working on. And we'll know more on Friday, hopefully with the governor, if he is going to update the Open Public Meetings Act or not. And right now it's requiring us to still do hybrid. If we meet in person, we still have to run our meetings with Zoom. And we can do that with our city council because they all have the technology to do that, but the commissions, none of the commissions are set up for that. So staff is working on that and what that will look like. But part of that's going to be what the governor updates the Open Public Meetings Act to look like, and whether or not we are still going to be required to have Zoom and in-person hybrid, or whether we can just go back to in-person. So I know everybody's anxious to get back together, but we have to logistically get our commissioners set up similarly to our council members, and they aren't at this time. So we'll keep you updated and see where it goes. But it's probably not going to be too far away.
Okay.
But what's the protocol then with city council? Are they not meeting, or are they meeting in person?
They meet in person, but they have city issued laptops. Commissioners don't. We've never done that with commissioners. And in order to set our commissioners up, it will take some time. It's not something that we can do quickly. Our IT person who would do that, he is also obviously very busy with some other things, and his focus is continuing to get council set up smoothly. We have some new software in city council that we're trying to manage our meetings on. So that is his number one priority right now. So we'll keep you updated on seeing what we can do to get city issued laptops. In the meantime, the plan is to have all of the commissions go live together, not have one get ahead of the other. For example, Planning Commission versus Parks Commission versus the Library Board. Our goal will be to have everybody go live at the same time and get them set up with the appropriate technology to do that.
Okay,
So our next meeting is scheduled for the 4th of April. That is spring break. So I don't know if that's a problem for some of the commissioners or not. But I wanted to bring it up just in case it was going to be an issue with attendance.
I'm going to be out of town.
Okay. And I don't know what our plans are yet, so I can't say for sure, but
I would move that we have the meeting scheduled for the 11th. Just not give anybody, whether try and schedule it and have a few of us here, not have a quorum. I think we just handle it now. Push out the 11th. That's what we've done before with their holidays
yeah.
that have fallen in that week or on a Monday.
I would probably agree. How's the 11th sound for everyone?
That works for me.
Okay, great.
That works.
Yeah, okay, then we'll change that one to the 11th and then we won't have this many conflicts.
Do we need a motion to do that, or is that just within the scope of our meetings? We do? All right, so I move that we move our regular April meeting to the 11th, citing spring break.
I'll second.
Perfect. All in favor? So moved. All right, well, if there's nothing else that anyone needs to discuss,
Lena, just to
Yeah.
confirm, does the commission want me to move forward with contacting the student that reached out on youth commission for a possible addition to Parks and Arts?
I think so. I think, yeah, if we can see what their interest is, that would be great.
Okay, thank you.
Anything else, guys?
How many open positions do we have right now? Is it
Just
Two.
oh, there's two.
Is it the one adjunct, or we have a regular position and an adjunct position? Okay.
Adjunct and then student.
Oh, okay.
So Noreen resigned right in January, and then we'll be looking to backfill Srikar. So
Okay.
What
1.5.
What about Connie, though? Didn't she?
Mm-mm. Connie's a new appointee, confirmation. She's a new confirmation. Only Noreen resigned.
Oh,
But has Connie ever been at a meeting?
She was in one. So that's something that we can go back in the minutes and look at. If there are 3 missed meetings with no prior communication as to missing the meeting, then the commission can look at, there's some language in the ordinance that talks about if you miss 3 meetings with no communication to staff or fellow commissioners, then there's language in there. And I don't remember what it says, but it's regarding basically they lose that position. So I don't know if she has reached out to Trevor or not, 3 meetings in a row, or Lena or anybody,
I
or
haven't.
if she's in fact missed 3 in a row. I don't know that either. To have to look at the minutes.
I know she may have been at one, but that's, I don't know. And I'm
Okay.
We'll
happy.
do,
I could
We'll
have
do a
sworn
little
her name was
research.
up on the list of viewers today. When I first logged on, I saw her name on the list of viewers.
yeah, we'll do a little digging on that and report back and see where she stands.
Okay. Okie dokie. Well, if there's no other business, we can go ahead and adjourn the meeting at 4:45.
Awesome.
Thank you.
All right, guys,
Thanks,
thank
everyone.
you.
Thank
Bye.
you.